let's get on right up into it. I know you've been hearing the headlines about this pastor that got robbed, this bishop in NYC.
I don't know. I shouldn't laugh. I really shouldn't laugh, but I have my own opinion on it. So that's why I find it comical.
Yeah, his name is Bishop Lamor Whitehead, 44, out of
Mm-hmm.
NYC, and I guess he's supposedly supposed to be some type of flashy bishop or preacher man, and he got robbed
Yeah.
live on air. You know, he was live streaming his little sermon, and he got robbed at gunpoint. They came up in there, laid him down, you know, ran all through his little pockets, stripped him of his jewelry. Yeah.
I didn't even read the whole article because I instantly I'm like something didn't feel right. But was it just him or was it the congregation as well?
Some feel kind of fishy, huh, Nikki, huh? Something just seems
Well,
off about that. So talk to us, Nikki, from your perspective. What do you think that went down? What do you think about it when you first heard this headline?
as far as I mean, I'm from New York, and I mean, not that it is based on the state, but I just can't see anybody. I've seen pastors like that. My pastor was very flashy, had cars like that, and that's why I stopped attending that church. But I just can't see them getting robbed. They can get robbed at home, you know what I mean, on the street or whatever. I just can't see them getting robbed during a live stream. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you know, when you're reading these articles on Instagram, social media, you know, you scroll through the comments and stuff. So I came across a comment that I thought was interesting, and I've been looking it up while we were waiting to set up. And it says the Brooklyn bishop was arrested for identity theft in his younger days. So he's trying to say that he turned his life around, you know, and that he's devoted to God now. But you never know. It could just be karma, or it could just be the same old, same old. And it's like I said to you earlier, I feel it's an insurance scam. That's what screams out to me. So the couple of times I've seen the beginning of the video, I just can't even sit to watch the whole thing because I feel like they're all in on it. Maybe not the congregation and all that, but the pastor, his wife, and these actors, yeah, I feel like they're all in on it, you know, and that's just my gut instinct. That's women's intuition, you know. God forgive me if I'm wrong, but it's screaming setup.
Yeah, so not to crucify the pastor for his past. You understand me? Because you can't change your life around. And if you was once living a negative life, you can, you know, change your life around to live a more positive, affluent life. You know what I'm saying? But the pastor does have some type of little scamming in his background, huh?
He does. And then, you know, being so flashy and having so much jewelry, I mean, I really don't know that. I'm not going to pretend to be holier than thou and, you know, knowing the Bible from the back to the front. But I just feel like all that stuff is irrelevant to what they're supposed to be preaching. You know, but like I said, my pastor was my next door neighbor, and he had a 3-story house, Cadillac. His wife had a Mercedes, and they were in their 80s, you know. So some of them are, you know, tend to be like that. But that's why I said, whether it's karma or a setup, something just doesn't feel right about the whole situation. But I'm sure we'll find out more.
Definitely. And these little young dudes is that brave, and folks is that desperate out here, to where you're just walking, you know, live stream cameras, you know,
seriously,
the world is watching you. You just committing robberies. I know it ain't
I
got
just
to
don't
like
see
that.
that happening. It sounds weird. Like, what was your first opinion about it when you heard it?
I ain't gonna lie. I was falling into the narrative they was giving me, and then when you had brought up the whole low insurance scam, I was like, man, that's just, excuse my French, but that's something like some niggas would do. when you said that part right there, a light bulb sort of went off in my head. I was like, oh, wait a minute, because we living in them times now. We don't know what's real or, you know, what's genuine. Like, a lot of people out here clickbaiting, doing stuff for fake, scamming at an all-time high right now. So when you said that, I'll start thinking now along a whole nother line.
Yeah.
You know,
you never know.
But at first, you know, I was following the narrative that they gave me. I was believing into that. Like, oh damn, some little dudes ran and up in the little church and robbed a pastor live on air while they was live streaming. Gunpoint to me, like stripped him of all his gold and jewels and diamonds and pearls.
And have you seen he went live with he went live with two other people. I'm not sure if one of the other two people were a pastor, but he was like in a screaming match, and he was talking to another lady and another gentleman. He called the lady Biggie Smalls. He called the dude the F word because he was homosexual. And I'm like, but this is a pastor, so it's like, his whole thing in my mind, his whole story starts to fall apart when we start seeing a little bit more of your character at the same time. You know what I mean? Because you're supposed to be a preacher and, a role model and stuff like that. And you're sitting here online, calling people out their names and being disrespectful just because they don't completely believe him. I don't know why I find this so funny, and I apologize. But they didn't believe him, and he was going head to head, and he got to the point where he was just calling them names just to save face. And I couldn't watch the whole thing either. I have this thing, like, I feel embarrassed for the people that are on doing these things, but thanks to social media, we're gonna find out the truth. Trust and believe, we'll definitely find out what's really going on.
Definitely, because if it was, all a scam, excuse my French again, but at the same time, niggas don't know how to keep their mouth closed. Somebody would be getting mad they didn't get paid they rightful sum of money, and they'll get to talking, well, he had to set that shit up. It was all a scam. And bam.
And if I'm wrong, I will come back on your show and apologize to the people. But my woman's intuition and my instinct is just telling me something isn't right. Something
and just ain't right. Our little dudes is that motherfucking silly out here.
And
like,
you never know. Hey, it's Brooklyn.
Brooklyn in the house. Yay. So yeah, thankfully nobody got hurt within that situation, because that would have been very tragic if people got hurt. And man, it's other ways out there, youngsters. You ain't got to grab no little gun and go get some chump change, man. There's a whole bunch of little avenues out here for you guys to make money, man. This is y'all world with this little internet age. This is y'all world. Y'all could jump right online and start monetizing yourself and getting a whole little bunch of money.
Exactly.
To where you ain't got to jeopardize your freedom and somebody else's life by trying to take from them. That's not cool in the game. Yay.